Welcome to QuickSummary Squad, your go-to channel for quick and concise summaries of the most popular books out there. Today, we are diving into one of the most influential self-help books of all time, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you're looking to improve your communication skills, build better relationships, and succeed in both your personal and professional life, then you don't want to miss this summary. So, sit back, relax, and let us break down the key takeaways from this timeless classic. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a self-help book written by Dale Carnegie and published in 1936. The book has sold over 30 million copies worldwide and is widely regarded as one of the most influential books in personal development. Part 1: Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. The first part of the book focuses on fundamental techniques in handling people. Carnegie stresses the importance of showing respect and appreciation for others, and provides several examples of how to do so effectively. One of the key principles Carnegie discusses in this section is the power of sincere appreciation. He argues that people crave appreciation and recognition, and that showing genuine gratitude for others can go a long way in building strong relationships. Another important principle is the need to avoid criticism and condemnation. Carnegie suggests that people are more likely to respond positively to praise and encouragement, rather than negative feedback. He recommends finding ways to praise others for their strengths and accomplishments, and avoiding criticism whenever possible. Finally, Carnegie emphasizes the importance of listening to others and trying to understand their perspectives. He notes that people often feel overlooked or undervalued, and that taking the time to listen and empathize with them can be a powerful way to build trust and rapport. Part 2: 6 Ways to Make People Like You. The second part of the book focuses on 6 techniques for making people like you. Carnegie argues that these techniques are essential for building strong relationships and winning the respect and admiration of others. The first technique is to become genuinely interested in other people. Carnegie notes that people love to talk about themselves, and that taking a sincere interest in their lives and experiences can be a powerful way to build rapport. The second technique is to smile. Carnegie notes that a warm, genuine smile can make a big difference in how others perceive us, and can help put them at ease. The third technique is to remember people's names. Carnegie argues that remembering someone's name is a powerful way to show that you value and respect them, and can help build strong relationships. The fourth technique is to be a good listener. Carnegie notes that people often feel ignored or undervalued, and that taking the time to listen to them can be a powerful way to build trust and respect. The fifth technique is to talk in terms of the other person's interests. Carnegie argues that people are more likely to respond positively to ideas and topics that interest them, and that taking the time to understand their interests and preferences can be a powerful way to build rapport. The final technique is to make the other person feel important. Carnegie notes that people crave recognition and respect, and that finding ways to make others feel important can be a powerful way to build strong relationships. Part 3: How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. The third part of the book focuses on techniques for persuading others and winning them over to your way of thinking. Carnegie argues that these techniques are essential for achieving success in business and in life. One of the key principles Carnegie discusses in this section is the importance of avoiding arguments and disagreements. He notes that people are often defensive and resistant to change, and that arguing with them can be counterproductive. Instead, Carnegie recommends finding common ground and working to build consensus around shared goals and values. Another important principle is the need to appeal to people's self-interest. Carnegie argues that people are naturally motivated by their own self-interest, and that finding ways to align your goals and interests with theirs can be a powerful way to win them over. Finally, Carnegie emphasizes the importance of being empathetic and understanding of others' perspectives. He notes that people are more likely to respond positively to ideas that are presented in a way that resonates with their values and experiences. Part 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. In Part 4 of How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie discusses the art of leadership and how to change people's behavior without offending or arousing resentment. He begins by stating that to be a good leader, one must first understand human nature and how people are motivated. Carnegie argues that most people are motivated by a desire to feel important and that effective leaders understand this and use it to their advantage. One of the key principles Carnegie outlines is the idea that it is better to praise and encourage good behavior than to criticize bad behavior. He suggests that effective leaders focus on catching people doing something right and praising them for it, rather than constantly pointing out their mistakes. Additionally, Carnegie notes that it is important to make people feel valued and appreciated, as this will motivate them to work harder and be more productive. Another important principle of leadership that Carnegie discusses is the idea of giving people a sense of ownership and responsibility. He suggests that effective leaders delegate tasks and responsibilities to their team members and trust them to do their jobs well. By doing so, leaders can give their team members a sense of ownership and responsibility, which will motivate them to work harder and be more committed to the task at hand. Finally, Carnegie emphasizes the importance of being a good listener as a leader. He notes that effective leaders listen to their team members and take their concerns and feedback seriously. By doing so, leaders can build trust and respect with their team members, which will make it easier to lead them effectively. Part 5. The Secret of Socrates, the Art of Getting Others to Do What You Want. In Part 5 of How to Win Friends and Influence People, Carnegie discusses the art of persuasion and how to get others to do what you want. He begins by noting that the best way to get others to do what you want is to make them feel like it was their idea in the first place. This can be accomplished by asking questions and leading the other person to the conclusion that you want them to reach. Carnegie also emphasizes the importance of understanding the other person's perspective and using it to your advantage. He suggests that effective persuaders take the time to understand the other person's needs, wants, and motivations, and use this information to frame their arguments in a way that will be most persuasive. Another key principle of persuasion that Carnegie discusses is the importance of building rapport and trust with the other person. He suggests that effective persuaders take the time to establish a connection with the other person and build trust before attempting to persuade them. By doing so, persuaders can create a sense of goodwill and cooperation, which will make it easier to get the other person to do what you want. Finally, Carnegie notes that it is important to be persistent and not give up too easily when attempting to persuade someone. He suggests that effective persuaders are persistent but also know when to back off and try again later. Part 6. How to make people like you instantly. In Part 6 of How to Win Friends and Influence People, Carnegie discusses the art of making people like you instantly. He begins by noting that one of the most effective ways to make people like you is to take a genuine interest in them and what they have to say. He suggests that effective communicators ask questions and listen actively, demonstrating that they value the other person's opinions and ideas. Another key principle of likability that Carnegie discusses is the importance of finding common ground with the other person. He notes that people are naturally drawn to those who share their interests and values, and suggests that effective communicators take the time to find out what the other person cares about and connect with them on that level. Overall, Part 6 of How to Win Friends and Influence People provides practical advice on how to create positive relationships with others by being genuinely interested, smiling, remembering names, listening well, and speaking in terms of the other person's interests. In conclusion, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is a must-read for anyone looking to improve their social skills and build stronger relationships. Throughout the book, Carnegie provides practical advice on how to communicate effectively, listen actively, and create positive impressions on others. By following the principles outlined in the book, you can become a more likable and influential person, both in your personal and professional life. We hope this summary has been helpful in giving you a glimpse of the book's key takeaways. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more quick summaries on the most popular books out there. Thank you for watching Quick Summary Squad.